Hey there folks, my name is Luke. This is the Outdoor Gear Review. Welcome to the second episode of Moose and Guns. So as you all can see, I am not driving Moose, and that's because good old Moose is in the shop. That's right. I discovered a transmission leak. So yeah, she's been leaking some transmission fluid, and quite a bit of it too. I went out to the truck the other day to check on the oil level, because I showed you all the leak that is slowly taking place with that truck. Anyway, so I crawled under there and I noticed that the axle was just absolutely covered in oil, and it turned out to be transmission fluid. It's a decent sized leak, so it's at the shop, it's getting worked on. I should have it back in roughly a week, and the reason for the long delay is that the parts that are needed to fix it are hard to find. The transmission in the truck is a Turbo 400 transmission, and apparently that's a very popular transmission with racers. So with that being the case, it's really hard to find these parts. So my mechanic has had to basically search the country for these parts. He's been able to locate them, but it's going to take a couple days to get them in. So yep, no Moose today, dang it, right? There were so many things I was going to talk about. Since good old Moose is at the shop, we might as well just talk about leaking. Old trucks are going to leak. It's almost impossible to get them to stop. And, you know, not only does my mechanic say that, but you guys have said that too. It has been a lot of fun reading the comments from individuals who own CUCVs or older trucks like mine. Yeah, they leak. It is just how it is. But without a doubt, getting the transmission leak fixed, that's pretty important. I definitely want to get that done. In the next episode of Moose and Guns, we will talk about the fix, we will talk about the expenses of that fix. I do want to say a big thank you to the viewers for the tire recommendations for Moose. I am definitely getting some new tires for the truck. I haven't fully decided on which set of tires to get yet because you guys made a lot of recommendations. So yeah, I'm going to begin comparing prices and so on, and then bite the bullet, make a decision. Now, when we get to Lone Wolf Mountain, I will be showing you all one of my favorite firearms of all time. It is a rifle. You guys went to theoutdoorgearreview.com, my website, and you all voted on the firearm which you wanted to see in this episode. The majority won, and that was a rifle. Somebody suggested that I show off my favorite 22 long rifle. And folks, I'm going to do just that. It's one of my favorite guns ever. The rifle is a ton of fun to shoot. It's amazingly reliable and accurate. It's just absolutely awesome. It's considered to be one of the best 22 rifles ever made. And it has an interesting history to it, which I'm going to share with you all. So, with that being the case, I'm going to drive to Lone Wolf Mountain, which takes roughly an hour to get there. It's about 50 miles. So, well, I should say this. It's an hour in the 4Runner, which can do any speed I want it to do. And it's about an hour and a half in good old Moose because she's so darn slow. There is one more element to this trip. Rain. Yes, it is a rainy afternoon. The remnants of Hurricane Harvey are coming through. We are supposed to have lots of rain. We're supposed to have lots of thunderstorms and maybe even tornadoes. I highly doubt we're going to see a tornado. It's possible. There's been tornadoes in the mountains before. But anyways, I figured it's raining, it's a beautiful day, because I love the rain, right? Why not head out to Lone Wolf Mountain to do some shooting? Oh yeah, sometimes it doesn't matter about getting soaking wet. It's all about having fun. And anytime that you can pull out a 22 long rifle, oh my gosh, you are going to have a blast. Oh yeah. So guys, let's go to Lone Wolf Mountain. I'll bring you all back in just a minute. All right. Check out this place here on the left, folks, as I drive by. That is a really interesting place with some very interesting people that live in it. I drove by one time heading out here to Lone Wolf Mountain, and you know, I'm not 100% certain of what I saw, but what I think I saw was a woman in lingerie walking around in the front yard. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. It was strange, okay? It was strange. As I'm driving along here, you guys will notice that I often throw my hand up to the individuals driving by, and that's because here in the mountains, that's what you do. You know, it's a way of just saying hello, paying some respect to that individual. Also, if you see someone on their porch, you throw your hand up. It's just what you do out here. You know, it's really funny. People could talk about the South, talk about rednecks and so on, but the truth is, it is the redneck who is the first person to pull over and to help you change a flat tire or take you to a service station or something like that. Alright folks, I finally made it here to Lone Wolf Mountain. Now it's time to show off the rifle which I will be shooting today. Be right back. So here you go everybody. Check out this case. No, the rifle is not that big. This is a pretty nice rifle case here, and I've had this since 2011. I picked this up on Amazon, and it was from like a no-name brand company. I believe they actually called themselves Generic. It cost like 50 bucks, and this thing is awesome. You know, it's heavy duty, has tons of pockets, has a divider on the inside. It's pretty nice. Check this out. Open up this pocket here. Brick, 22. 1 mag, 2 mag, 3, 4. All right, you guys ready? It's time for the big reveal. This right here is one of the best 22 rifles ever made. It's a true shame that it has been discontinued. So everyone, this is a SIG 522, the 522. This is a training rifle for the SIG 556 and also for the AR-15. The history behind this is pretty interesting because it goes all the way back to the 70s. So at that time, the Swiss military was looking to replace their battle rifles with something that fell more in line with NATO, specifically a rifle that fired the 556 cartridge. So in the mid-80s, they finally selected their rifle, and it came from SIG. It went on to be known as the SIG 551 rifle. Now fast forward to around 2006. SIG begins to import the rifle which becomes known as the SIG 556 rifle. That is where this bad boy comes from. This is an exact model of the 556 rifle, except that it fires a 22 long rifle cartridge. The controls on this rifle here mimic the 556 exactly. So it's the perfect training tool. Now when it comes to reliability, this rifle, as I mentioned before, is exceptional. I have personally put over 10,000 rounds through this rifle right here. And I'm sure you're thinking, he's exaggerating. No, I'm not. I'm not exaggerating at all. 550 rounds over and over for years. If you are familiar with this firearm here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. The only time that you will have issues is once it's really, really dirty. Speaking of reliability, just in case you don't know, not all 22 rifles are created equal. Some 22s are extremely finicky, some are very good. Ruger makes a fantastic 22 rifle. This right here tops the Ruger 1022. This is my favorite 22 rifle of all time for many, many reasons. First off, I love the design of this rifle, right? It looks great, but more importantly, even more so than looks, it operates very, very good. It's extremely accurate. When it comes to 22 long rifle rifles, you will often find that the barrels are very thin. That is not the case with this rifle here. The barrel is very thick, and that leads you to very, very good accuracy. Now folks, when it comes to my red dot, this is a very cheap model from Tasco. And for this rifle here, it works fantastically. Inexpensive, perfect for a 22 rifle. As you can see, it's fully adjustable. Always been reliable. It's as old as this gun is here. I've had it forever with no issues. Good battery life. So as far as the magazines go, 25 rounders. These are from Black Dog. These are very popular with 22 long rifle conversions for AR-15s and so on. These are made to mimic the exact feel of an AR-15 mag. I will go ahead and load up all of these. You know, talking more about this rifle here and the reliability, you could feed this thing absolute garbage ammo and it just eats it up. It will run on just about anything. So you don't have to worry about spending large amounts of money to operate this rifle. And that's one thing that makes it such a great gun, and that's one thing that makes it so very popular. So while I'm doing this, I will tell you all a story. So Years ago, before I purchased this property here, I would do some target practicing up at my dad's house. And he has this neighbor, and I'm not going to mention her name. She's a very special individual. She's very loud. Some people would say that she's insane. She's crazy. I'm not going to go that far. I was up there one afternoon. I was plinking away, right? I have my headphones on. I'm in my world. I'm having a great time. Pow, pow, pow. Just having fun. The next thing I notice is that this woman's there, and she is screaming at me, and she's crying. So, you know, I take my headphones off, unload the rifle, set it aside, and I listen to her just flipping out, screaming, crying. I couldn't even understand what she was saying, right? So once she finally settles down, I start talking to her. And, you know, she goes on to let me know that she really hates firearms. She hates the noise and all that stuff. And I talked to her for probably a good hour. And by the end of that hour, I have her shooting this gun. And she absolutely loves it. Or so I thought, right? So we end on good terms. She goes home. I keep on doing what I'm doing. It's not an hour later that the sheriff's department shows up at my house with a complaint from a neighbor saying that I was doing some shooting and so on. And so I had a talk with him. It was awesome. It's ridiculous that people will call the sheriff's department on stuff like that. Man, those individuals, those guys and gals who are keeping us safe, serving the county that you live in, they don't need to be making house calls on nonsense like that. Red dot on, stock adjusted. Let me get my cans on here. Yes, they're big. No can shaming. All right. I am going to shoot the watermelon. That is my target for this mag. Oh! Those cans are too big. Alright, so let's go to the next mag. Let's have some more fun. Now, typically when I'm shooting any firearm, I will wear earplugs, ear protection, and so on, but those are really big and it doesn't work well with this stock here. So maybe you can see this. On top of my platform here, I have a number of targets. I have pieces of wood sticking up, I have a water jug over here, and I have a number of pieces of wood that are hanging. So I'm going to start at the top and go 1, 2, 3, then down right below it, and then to the right. Lock and loaded, let's go. Let's see. Oh, the other one fell off, didn't it? These glasses are almost so dark, and it's so dark outside that I can't see. Okay. Oh, shoot. Looks like the rain is picking up again. Let's start with the soda there. There we go. There we go. Oh, that's fun. Now with this rifle here, it was discontinued some years back. I'm not exactly sure when. So if you go out to buy one of these, you will find that they are somewhat hard to find now. You can still find them on like gunbroker.com, sites like that. And they run typically around $350. You will see that some of these rifles can go up to as much as $650, and that's because there are many different versions of this rifle. Some have collapsible stocks, some do not. Speaking of which, yes, collapsible stock on this model here. You cannot shoot it when it's collapsed. As my skills as a shooter, that's pretty much as good as I could do. 50 feet away with the red dot, 0 magnification. Yeah, I can pretty much hit anything that I want to. Any further than that, I really can't see the target, so I need more amplification. I am by no means an expert shooter. I am simply the average Joe, right? I'm the guy who likes firearms, but I'm not a gun nut. I respect the Second Amendment. We have it for a reason. And this channel's for average Joes just like me. Alright, let's go over to the 2-liter. Woo! Alright, let's go for the boards on top, starting on the left. Okay. That's it. You guys just saw my tactical reload. Let's keep shooting that log on the right. A huge hole is in the middle of that thing. So folks, there you have it. That is the SIG 522. Almost 200 rounds through it. It is an amazing rifle. It's a ton of fun, very accurate, as you guys could see. No jams, no issues, even running dirty ammo like that. It's an inexpensive 22 rifle that you can match with an inexpensive optic, and it's just a blast. Ammunition prices are going down, so you can get out, you can target practice, you can shoot all day long. And this is, again, a great training tool. You can walk, shoot, do your maneuvers, and I tell you what, folks, that's very complicated. It's very hard to learn with a higher caliber rifle. Great place to start right here. Absolutely. Head on over to theoutdoorgearreview.com. On the right hand side of the page, you will find the voting options. It's your turn to decide what we shoot next. Rifle or pistol. If you have any recommendations for the channel, comment down below. I do appreciate it. If you have a question for me, email me. Thank you very much. Of course, if you want to see more, you want to support the Outdoor Gear Review, you will find a link to my Patreon page where you can support the channel. Every dollar helps, folks. So guys, thank you all very much. Strength and honor. Moose will be back next time. Hopefully. See ya.